attain samyaktva. That's the same terminology. Removing the mithyatva means attaining samyaktva. Huh? Oh, you got it. Want to slide on the back? Okay. Can you hear now? Okay. Now, I want you to make sure we all understand samyaktva properly. What is samyaktva means? It's easy to say mithyatva is gone. At least I hope now you know the mithyatva. I don't have to repeat now anymore. Okay? But when the samyaktva you attain by removing the mithyatva, then there are three different ways you can attain samyaktva. Right? There are three different ways you attain samyaktva. Samyaktva means what? You know, you have a proper knowledge and you have full faith in your knowledge. There are two things you have to keep in mind. You have the proper knowledge, okay? And you have a faith in your knowledge. Sometimes people have a knowledge but don't have a faith. Okay? If there is a knowledge there, I can give you so many examples in a daily life. That to be truthful, we have proper knowledge. But when the time comes, we lie, because that will save us. So that means that knowledge is there, but we don't have a real faith, true faith in that knowledge. That in the circumstances, we never even think of that one. Okay, to be truthful, that's my true nature. All right? So that knowledge is not a samyak knowledge. That the difference between, here are the three things you have to remember. We got samyak darshan, samyak jnana, samyak charitra. That is the sequence. But when there is no samyak, ordinary knowledge, ordinary shraddha, okay, not samyak shraddha, then it is not, the sequence is different. It's a jnana, darshan and charitra, not darshan and charitra. Okay. Jnana, darshan, charitra without samyak. And I'll explain you that. With samyak word, it's a samyak darshan, samyak jnana and samyak charitra. Why it is like this? Why jnana, darshan, charitra, and when it becomes samyak, then why the sequence is different? The reason is this. Initially, you acquire a knowledge. Once you get the knowledge, you develop the faith in that knowledge with your experience, with your everything. First, you have to know knowledge, and that knowledge will develop the faith in that knowledge. Okay, you may test the knowledge different way, and you acquire the faith in that knowledge. But when that faith becomes true faith, okay, and now I tested my knowledge in and out with all the logic, and this is the right things to do, like removing kashaya. Okay, now that's a good knowledge. You have a good faith. Like if I remove my anger, greed, deceit, lust, whatever all the vices, then that is the way I'm going to attain my true nature. Okay, my true nature, pure soul, whatever the words you use. Now you got initially a knowledge, then you develop the faith. When your faith becomes true faith, okay, this is the way it is. At that time, your knowledge becomes samyak knowledge. But first becomes the faith. First acquire the faith. So what is that? Jnana, darshan, charitra. But when faith, here darshan is in the faith sense, okay? That faith is a true faith. Then and then your same jnana, which used to be ordinary jnana, it becomes a samyak jnana. what is the difference between ordinary Jnana and Samyak Jnana? Samyak Darshan. You follow now? Because once your Shraddha becomes proper Shraddha, then and then it is the same knowledge. Jnani matra ma fed nathi padto. Okay, it is the same knowledge. You are not reading, you are not knowing more. But whatever you know, it is called Samyak, because that's the reality now. Okay, so Samyak Darshan, Samyak Jnana, Samyak Charitra is sequence. But if you write Darshan Jnana Charitra, it is wrong. It is Jnana Darshan Charitra without Samyak. Okay? So that's two differences you keep in mind. Now, when you attain Samyaktva, like when the Mithyatva is gone, you attain Samyaktva three different ways. One is called Upsham way. Another is a Kshayopsham way. And the third one is the Kshayik way. Now, why I'm saying it, these are all important to understand this Jain philosophy. What is the Upsham? What is Kshayopsham? And what is Kshayik? Anybody has a knowledge what does Upsham means? What, huh? Not in this contest, Upsham. Yeah?
Upsham is not in Hridaya.
Huh?
Not in fruition, not in Hridaya.
Not?
It's just in Satta, but not in Hridaya.
When we are talking in the reference of Samyak Darshan, okay, Upsham means, okay, you are suppressing. Okay, you are suppressing. How I'll explain you. If somebody, with the example, you will understand a little bit better. If somebody tells me of the same case, same story, tells me some bad words, I get angry. But, I'm a religious person, I should not be angry, okay? You suppress it, okay? Your anger, you suppress it. All right, that is Upsham. If I am progressing spiritually through suppression, you can reach to some point, but then one day you blow up. Okay? One day it will blow it up. And that is why in our Jain scripture, you can reach all the way up to 11th Gunsthanak, and then you are going to fall. Okay? You will fall before that. But at the most, you can reach all the way up to 11th Gunsthanak with the Upsham way. And then you are going to fall. There is no way you are going to attain Vitrag state with Upsham. All right? That is because your progression is suppressing the things. Okay? You are powerful. Once you suppress something, one day it will blow up maybe at a higher speed than how you are suppressing it. Okay, so it blows. So, yes, you can progress it. From Upsham, you can make it Kshayopsham. I'll explain you what it means. That I suppress the anger of that person. Then, in the evening, I sit back and think about it. Maybe there is some point what he was saying to me. Because now I'm analyzing the situation, what the person told me about all the bad words. Initially, no, I'm not that kind of things, okay? Then when you start meditating on it in the evening or in the time, you may realize, well, I think he has some point. I have certain weaknesses, okay? And I'm glad he indicated some. May not be all, but there is some point in it. So now your anger towards that person is less after your meditation. That is called Kshayopsham. Okay, Kshayopsham means initially was Upsham. Okay, but if your Upsham is, I'm going to wait until I get the right opportunity. I'm going to blow it, okay? You are not meditating on that things. That is not the upsham I'm talking here, okay? That is, you're going to fall. But if you dwell on it, like that's why in our religion they say every night before you go to sleep, 10 minutes, think of the entire day, what you have done. Think about it, okay? Basically do pratikamana on it. Please think about all your faults and see how you can improve next day, okay? Every evening you have to analyze all your faults and improve it, okay? That terminology is a kshayopsham. And with that one, ultimately you will eliminate it, ultimately, okay? The kshayik has a different meaning. Kshayik means the anger doesn't arise in you, okay? If somebody tells me the bad words, it's like Mahavira. Mahavira has kshayik, means anger is not a question of suppression. It is not the question of the kshayopsham. It is only, the question is, the anger never arises in you even. There is no animosity of a person not arise. That is the kshayik. If you get a kshayik samyatva, with your knowledge and everything, you attain liberation in that life. Okay? Which is obvious now. Because if it's a kshayik samyatva, you have already know there is no kashay within you. I'm just giving the example of anger, but actually if you really look into it, alright, it is not only for anger, it is for all kashay. Okay? Yeah. Samyaktva. Okay. Samyaktva, when you are acquiring samyaktva, the definition of what is samyaktva, you know the true knowledge. Okay. You know the right things, and spiritually, what is the definition of samyaktva spiritually? Very simple. Okay. You have open mind, listening to everybody, all right, instead of saying, oh, this is not Jain, this is not this one, this is not that, no, nothing. Not only open mind, you are listening, and wherever the truth is, you are accepting. Okay? You are analyzing it, accepting, instead of saying, oh, I don't want to repeat. All these things, so you got this idea. All right. Now you know the reality versus non-reality. You know the proper differences. Everything is there. So that proper knowledge of soul and jiva energy, that is called samyaktva. Okay, proper knowledge. But that knowledge you acquired through upsham, through kshayopsham, or through kshayik. These are the things. If you acquire this knowledge through upsham, it's going to fall. If it is through kshayopsham, you put more effort into that direction, ultimately you reach to kshayik. And the kshayik is the only way when you attain liberation. Because now the things don't, even iota arises in you. Okay, so these are the three differences, fundamentals one should know properly. Okay, ultimately, so, sometimes when we say samyaktva, when a person acquires, we ordinarily think it is a fourth gun standard state. Okay, this person acquires. We cannot judge samyaktva of anybody. Only we can judge samyaktva of yourself. Okay, when you try to judge others, you have no knowledge what kind of thinking process, what type of things and other, and what good it will do. Okay, what good it will do if I judge by this person as a samyaktva or not? What good it will do? Because it is your feeling towards that person. It's your shraddha towards that person, and nothing else. Okay, so this is the three terminology. Make sure we are clear in that one. Kshayopsham and kshaik. Kshaik means it is not arising. No greed, no anger, no deceit, no greed. Nothing. Nothing arises in you. And you are calm and quiet all the time. Your spiritual matter is knower and observer, not the doer. When you are knower and observer, okay, you don't have these things. Okay, you are not defining good or bad. Any question up to this point, just to understand what was the question? Take the mic.
Thank you. The knowledge, the faith, the behavior, etc. We can have the intellectual understanding, but then there's another layer of the experiential understanding. So when you are talking about, say, samyak gnan, is it samyak intellectually or is it samyak experientially?
Okay. Keep certain things in the mind. Intellectually, you understand it. That means you just understand the subject, but you don't have a faith in it. The test is this. If your conduct is based on your knowledge, then you have faith. If my knowledge is just to teach you here, all right, which I can be a good teacher and I can explain you everything, but my conduct, when I go home, I'm always mad and angry with my wife, right? So what happens is all my knowledge has no value. That, okay, I accept it intellectually. Okay, but the test is my conduct tells me whether I have acquired that knowledge properly or not. So I told you that one. You are the judge and jury. If your conduct is different or opposite to your knowledge, okay, the problem is not your conduct. Problem is your knowledge. You don't have a full faith in your knowledge. It's just like to show up how great I am. That's the only things it will do. You follow? So the test is you judge yourself based on your conduct. Okay, and if the conduct is according to your knowledge, then yes. Okay, if it is not according to the knowledge, then it is not, you don't fix your conduct, you fix your knowledge. Okay? Sure. All right. Sure. Okay, thank you. All right, you got it clear now? See, yeah, okay. Can you come little closer because I have a real difficulty time, okay?
Explain three types of samyaktva in Mahavir's life or lives. He was explaining upsham, then kshayopshamik and kshaik. And we are talking about 17 bhavas of Mahavir. When started, what started, how started.
That again, now you're trying Kathanu Yoga, bringing it out. Okay? In the Kathanu Yoga, depends upon the Katha, how it is being done. Now explain what Mahavir's life. The Kshaik Samyaktva always occurs in the last life. Because once you have a Kshaik Samyaktva, you attain liberation. There is one exception to the rules, but I don't want to detail back down into that. If you have, your Ayu Karma is acquired before Kshaik Samyaktva, then it will be the third life. That's it. Okay, I'm just wanted to, those who have Swadhyay groups and technically why it is like this and that, but it doesn't matter. All right. Once you get the Kshaik Samyaktva, you will be liberated. And if it is done before Ayush Karma, then done. In Mahavir's life, if I say Okay, in the lion's birth, he got the Samyaktva. Or in Naisar Bhav, he got the Samyaktva. All kinds of the things can vary, get muddy. And these are all Vyavhar Samyaktva that time. Because Vyavhar Samyaktva means, okay, it is acquired through Upsham. It is acquired through Upsham. That's why it is a Vyavhar. Because there your conduct is not in line with your knowledge. Okay, in fourth Gunsthanak, if you know it, that you don't have a charitra, right? You have taken the vows, you have just a knowledge. But your conduct is as old as that one. The conduct comes from the fifth Gunsthanak, where you take 12 vows of the lay people. Okay? Then on the sixth Gunsthanak, where you take 5 great vows. All right? And then 6 and 7, I'm going to, when I discuss all the Gunsthanak session, then you will know more about it. Okay? Right now, I'm going to teach you the concept. And this is the concept. It doesn't matter whose life is. That you can analyze that way. All right? Yeah.
How can one catch oneself from saying, oh, anybody can say, I'm the knower and I'm the doer and I'm the observer? It's very easy to say that, but how can one catch oneself? You know, I mean, it's very easy to say, I'm the knower, I'm the observer, and blah, 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 but, you know.
That's why I said, religion is easy to understand, most difficult to
follow and walk the talk.
Right. And the reason is I'm saying it, because you are the judge and jury.
Yes.
You know, you don't need a certificate from somebody else.
Yeah.
And you can know it, whether you are knower and observer only, or no, you in your life, right? When you look at the news and you say, oh my God, no, I got to do something, right? Now I can take care of this one. You know what I'm saying? So it's again, what I can explain you the things, but judgment is you. And your judgment is, if you do not rise any kashai, with all your interface with everybody, all right, and you still have a compassion, not compassionless, okay? That keep that thing in mind. Compassion is the true nature of the soul. And you can become like totally, observe or nothing doesn't affect you, but there is no daya in you, okay? That is not a true nature of the soul. Okay, true. Give you a simple story. Bhagwan Mahavir attained Keval Gnan at the age of 42. Now, everybody knows that his liberation is secured, right? He is going to get liberated now. There is no other choice. Right? Why in the world he has to deliver lectures for 30 years, every morning, every afternoon, every evening, or 2 times or 3 times, depending upon the sect. Okay? When you see that way, why did he do it? Why did he travel from city to city? Only because of the compassion. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Mahavir had the compassion. Whatever he acquired, he just, because of the compassion, actually it comes out of it, in a sense. Okay, it is not like he's delivered it, he's putting effort into it. It doesn't need any effort. Okay? It is like a flower. Flower provides the fragrance. Okay, that's the true nature of the flower. Whether somebody is there to smell or somebody is not there to smell, is continuously emit the fragrance. Right? Whether his friend is there or his enemy is there, he's still going to give the fragrance, because that's the nature of the flower. If somebody comes and plucks the flower, he's still going to provide the fragrance. Somebody is going to kill him, still he's going to provide the fragrance. If you keep that example in mind, that's the Mahavir's nature. That is the nature, is the compassion. Compassion is the true nature of the soul. Right? So, once you see that way, okay, this is the nature, but you are the judge. You don't need a certificate from somebody. All right. Okay, this is the way it is. All right. So I just wanted to stop here, but just to make sure that you understand this terminology properly. Upsham, Kshayopsham, Kshaik. Upsham is only in a fourth Gunsthanak. Then when you progress it, Kshayopsham and Kshaik, that's where conduct comes into the picture. But the real Samyaktva I'm talking about is a Kshaik Samyaktva, which occurs only on 12th Gunsthanak. Okay? Okay, you got it now? Because if you knew properly, then how can any Kshaik arise in you? Okay, and that is the time your charitra, your conduct is in line with your knowledge. If your charitra is not in line with knowledge, then it is not a Kshaik. Okay, and you got to work at it to make it that way. Okay, now we're going to go to this presentation. All right, so when this topic comes, at least you know and how and analyze it. Anything, Pradeep, you have question-wise?
No, I think
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to rush this one because I don't want to go into details of all 6 substances, but at least to familiarize the terminology and all other things, okay? Now, these are the 6 universal substances which has no beginning, no end. They are all independent, okay? And important things are the Jeev, soul, and Pudgal. And Pudgal also, one thing you keep in mind, karma is the only important aspect of it. Okay, there are other Pudgals have importance, but not as good as with the karma. And I explain you there, how do you acquire karma? We acquire karma based on your reflection, bhav. Whether we did or not did, it doesn't matter. Okay, whether you completed your action, started your action, it doesn't matter. Okay, once you think of that, okay, once you are thinking of hurting anybody, you have acquired bad karma. Okay, there is nothing. Same thing for good one. Sometimes no, you have a compassion, true sense. Okay, not I have compassion and then you don't do anything about it. Okay, don't cheat yourself, because that's the worst thing you can do is cheating yourself. Okay, then. And then for any reason you may not able to help, but still you are acquiring the good karma. Okay, that's my point. Okay, with that compassion and everything. So that is and because again I told you karma has no eyes, they cannot see it, what you are doing. Okay, all that things. Okay. So let's go to the next slide. This is just one important aspect, that every substance of the universe has these 3 characteristics, Utpad, Vyay and Dravya. It originates, it has the destruction, and in the origination and destruction, there is a permanent characteristics. Okay, so some characteristics change based on Utpad and Vyay. And some characteristics not change based on the permanent characteristics. And they give you simple gold example. Okay, gold when it is in a Bengal form, okay, that is their origination is Bengal. Then somebody just melts the gold and from Bengal to make a garland. Okay, that's Bengal's form is gone. Garland is the new form, and in that process, gold remains the gold. Gold is not changed. So that's the permanent character. And it's just kind of a simple example everybody knows, I hope. Okay, so dravya, paryay, and okay, gold is a dravya, substance. Bengal was the paryay of the gold. Garland was also paryay of the gold. Okay, the dravya is a permanent characteristics of a substance. When you say gold, then you know certain qualities you have in mind. That's a permanent characteristics. When you say Bengal, then you got one another additional characteristics on the top of the gold characteristics. Okay, these are round shape, this size, whatever it is. So every substance continuously going through the origination and destruction. This is known as the transient characteristics or modifications of a substance, also known as paryay. While going through the continuous changes, certain qualities of a substance remain unchanged. That is called the dravya. And dravya and paryay are inseparable. You cannot, if somebody asks me, if I ask I need a gold, you cannot give gold. Whatever you give me, it's in the form of a paryay. No, you may give me the Bengal, you may give me a brick, or you may give me, but anything you give me, it is a one form. And I say, I don't need this form. I want a gold only. I want a gold. So there is no. So what you have is every substance has a paryay at any given time. And that paryay is changeable. And how it is useful in my spiritual thinking, it is our own soul. Soul has a permanent characteristics. But the paryay, because of that paryay, we are impure. Okay, now I got these impurities. And I can remove that impurities and become a pure substance. That's a liberation. And you got to understand, when I become angry, it is nobody else is becoming angry. My soul or myself, okay, is angry. My soul is an angry soul. That is the paryay of the soul. Okay, at that moment. Tomorrow next moment I become compassionate. That's another paryay. Okay, so this way, all the paryay keeps changing every moment based on my bhav, based on my reflection. That's a different paryay. But the point is, it is still me, nobody else. Okay, this is the philosophy, little differ from the Sankhya philosophy of Hinduism. Sankhya philosophy says soul never becomes impure. Alright, while we are, but it has its own different philosophy. I'm not going to be into that detail of it. Alright? Okay, so that's the dravya and paryay. Now, there are three types of the soul: free soul, worldly soul, and avyavara nigut soul. Why I'm going to go through some brush-up knowledge, because there are a lot of questions comes in. Otherwise, there are three categories of the soul. When at the very high level, liberated soul, which we all know, they are all in the liberation. There are sansari souls, that's what we are. But there is a third category, not many of you ever heard, avyavara nigut soul. How many of you ever heard about avyavara nigut soul? Okay, at least 3-4 people have heard. Alright. Avyavara nigut soul is a soul which I one way define, they never come to sansar. Unless you are in sansar, then and then you attain liberation. In one other words, they are the virgin souls. They are kind of a nigod souls. They never got any chance to come to sansar. And once you are in sansar, now you got the opportunity to become from impure state to pure state. Okay, to become avyavara nigod is impure state, but there is no opportunity to become pure. You never come out of it. All right? Now, how do this soul come out of it? When one soul from sansara attains liberation, when one soul attains liberation, one from Avyavara soul will come. Now, this is a Karnanuyog subject in that manner, okay? Why it is like that, don't ask me. I don't have the answer. Or no, there is no, it's a Karnanuyog. All right? That's the way the universe functions. Okay? The Nigot Avyavara souls are the Nigot souls. At the same time, they are Sukshma Nigod. The Sukshma Nigod is, you cannot even see that. It is all over the place. Okay, all over the place. So it is in the air, it is in everywhere. All right? And their number, Jainism has a 4 different way of classifying the numbers. One is called Sankyat, numerable. Another is Asankyat, innumerable. Third is infinity, Anant. And fourth is infinity times infinite, Ananta Anant. Now, don't ask me the difference between innumerable, infinity, and infinity times infinity. Okay? All right? So, this is a, can you tell me from numerable when the things become innumerable?
+1. +1.
Now, there is a book called Moksha Prakashak. Pandit Todarmalji has explained very well. How many of you have read that book or read this concept? Any? The Pandit Todarmalji has done a beautiful job in Moksha Prakashak book. That if you are counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just continuously counting. You come to the point, now you cannot count anymore. Then you add 1, that becomes innumerable. Okay? This is just a logic I'm just going to give you. When you are counting, just keep continuously counting as long as, I don't think they knew the computer, but yeah, today we can keep going it. And they said, you can count up to 10 to the power 28. 10 to the power 28. Up to that point is accountable. After that, you got 28 zeros after 1. All right, and then you can just say, okay, how many you. That was the Pandit Todarmalji, a few hundred years ago. When Moksha Prakashak was written. Yeah. What was the question?
I want to just wake up everybody here. I want to wake up everybody.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. I never heard that one. Anyway, so from numerable to innumerable. And then again they say you keep adding with the same logic. If you add 1, it becomes infinite. Okay, and then it's infinite. I mean, that is the only logic I've read for differentiating numerable, innumerable, infinity and infinite times infinity. Okay? But now, from Jainism point of view, the human population is numerable. That's countable. You can just say human population is always the total human population in the universe is countable. Anything else is not. Okay? The other thing comes like birds and animals and all that one, they are innumerable. Or continuously when you go to one sense, vanaspatika, it becomes infinite. But I'll just explain you certain things so that way you got some idea. First, let me just overview it first. So, numerable only human population. Innumerable other panchendriya, four sense, three sense, two sense, these are all innumerable comes. Even the one sense, only up to pratyak. Once it comes to the sadharan vanaspati no, when it comes to the sadharan vanaspati right, it becomes infinity. Okay? And when it comes to nigod, sukshma nigod, it becomes infinity times infinity. Ananta ananta. Okay? So why I'm saying, why this logic is like this, you got to keep in mind that a certain area, we are going to discuss it later on, that is going to use this logic. That's why I'm just going to give you this logic, okay? So, Avyavarashi, when we came, let's say our soul, come to the Vyavarashi, okay, who helped to come from there to here? Because one person attained the liberation. So the moksha, or this, their compassion towards us, that's what we believe. That's why we pray the moksha is a God. Okay? Because of them going to liberation, I had a chance come out of Avyavarashi to Vyavarashi and got the opportunity to attain moksha. That's the concept from the Jain concept point of view. Okay? All right, let's go going. These are the characteristics of the liberated souls. All right? The known as the Siddha is a pure consciousness. It exists in original attributes. And all these things, you know the character. You can read it. Okay? I just wanted to rush it because I will not be able to complete otherwise. Okay? Now, worldly soul, which are important. Because once you know the liberated soul characteristics, you got to know the worldly soul characteristics. Possesses limited knowledge, vision, okay? It's impure. It has bhaktyatva, okay? And kashaya. And again, the words always is going to be mithyatva and kashaya together. Doer of all karma, recipient the fruits of the karma, and so forth. Okay? And one sense, have touch, taste, smell, sight, hearing. When you are in the nigod state, your gnan gun, the knowledge, is very small. Very, very small. Okay? That gnan gun gets expanded as you attain more and more senses. Okay? More and more senses. And ultimately, when you reach to human with five senses fully developed, then and then you can attain liberation. Without human life, you cannot attain liberation. You know why? Why only human can attain liberation and not other? Huh?
Ability to have sanyam or control over your kasha and vishay kasha.
Okay. Now there is a partial answer. We are the only one can do meditation. We can observe the observer. We can only species observe the observer. Okay. And that is the really definition, ultimately goal for the meditation, and to be within yourself. Okay. You can become Ignata Drashta or knower and observer. That is the only species have the ability. You have an independent mind, mind thinking. Animals have a limited one. Just 1 minute, okay? Animals have a limited. What is the main function of animals and lower category souls? Existence and reproduction. That's it. There is no other function of that one. Okay. Okay. That's the only thing for major. There are some animals you can train Now they become like faithful to you are all right, but that's the kind of after extensive training. Okay, so they got a very limited mind that their function is just existence and reproduction. That's it, nothing else. Now go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I want to say the same thing. I think all, even the animals have their brain, mind, right? But then I think we are the one only possess intelligence where we can use our mind for meditation and so many other things.
Can you repeat it? What?
Yeah, he is repeating the same thing. Like humans have the power to do the meditation.
Right. Yeah, humans have the power to do meditation. There's no other. So now you think about this is the only life. If we can make it, then no. And that's the one of the reasons. Don't waste your time for anything else. Don't waste your time for non-trivial things. Okay, which is in a trivial things in a sense that okay. We have all kinds of questions comes arises. No, why did if there is a killing occurring, Mahavir is passing by, would he save them or would he not? What is the question? I said, what Mahavira will do, he possesses Kevalgnan, he possesses everything, that is up to him. The question should be what I would do in that situation. Okay? That's where the most important things. But we are just kind of, taking the topics and discussion, but Mahavir wouldn't do that way. So I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Mahavir is Mahavir. No, he has his own knowledge, he has the things, okay? That is not a criteria for me, what Mahavir will do. The criteria for me is what I would do, okay? And the equation is simple, clear. If with my Kashai reductions or Mithyatva reduction, that's what I will do, okay? And that matter is over. But people come up with all kinds of, they got in the scriptural word, Prayojan Bhut talks and non-Prayojan Bhut, okay? It has no value to your improve life. There is a good story on Buddhism. Why I am using that one is, Buddhism has a good stories actually. One person comes to Buddha. So he traveled significantly to come and meet the Buddha and ask this question. And these are all basic questions. Where did I come from? Where am I going to go? What would be I'll be doing in the next life? Okay? And Buddha never entertained any of these questions. Okay? And Buddha says, look, you really are serious about the answer of all these questions? And man says, look, I've been walking for 1 week just to come and to get this answer. That's why I'm serious. Then I have a condition for you. You have to stay with me for 2 years. Then I'll give you the answer. The Buddha's disciple, Anand, he started laughing. Okay? He started just laughing. He said, man is asking, why are you laughing? And Anand said, I don't think he knows the answer. He tells the Buddha, if he knows the answer, he better tell now. Why would he want you to wait for 2 years? All right? So man asked, he says the science logical. He asked the Buddha, well, if you know the answer, why are you not telling? Okay, why do you want me to wait for 2 years? And Buddha repeated again. He said, look, this is my condition. If you are serious about it or not, at least I want to find out about it. Okay, that he is serious about it. Okay. So, if you want an answer, you follow my conditions. Anand started again laughing. He said, why are you laughing? It is his condition versus no that one. Well, I came 2 years ago with the same question. The man said, did you get the answer? Okay. And Anand said, what are you talking about? With the 2 years of meditation, I forgot all the questions. with 2 years of, these are all, mind exercise, just to pass the things. Once you are in that meditative state, who cares about the things? So where did I come from? Where did I go? What am I going to do it? Okay? You come to a blissful state. You are in such a permanent happiness, blissful state that you don't even think any of these kind of the questions. So Buddhism is the most practical religion, I would consider it. Okay? Not entertaining any of the irrelevant things, period. Okay, it has its own advantage, it is its own disadvantage. In Jainism, we tried our best to answer every trivial things, okay, and ultimately we get into trouble anyway. You cannot answer, because one answer will generate another question, that will generate third question. Ultimately, you have to stop. Ultimately, you give you the answer, well, because of your karma. Every time comes, then he says, but how did my first karma came? What do you do? I don't have the answer, right? Nobody has the answer. When did the first karma acquired? Then you have to accept. Before the first karma came, I was pure. How did I get my first karma? You know what I'm trying to say? There is no way. So you answer to some point, and then matter is over. Okay? Buddha never entertained anything that way. That way said, look, you got to know you are suffering. Then you come to me. Buddha's point is, I'm a doctor. Okay, I cure your disease. Okay, I'm not philosopher to philosophize the things. All right? So, unless you accept I am suffering, birth is suffering, life is suffering, death is suffering, then I can cure you. No, I can provide you and I can cure you. That way you will be out of the suffering. Okay? Other than that, don't come to me. If you think you are happy, just enjoy your life. Okay? You don't need a religion. You don't need anything else. All right? Because what do you do? No point. So that's why I'm trying to say, no, Buddhism, there is another story. These two things is very important to understand. That don't waste your time and the life in this non-prayojanbhut questions. If it is if that answer to this question changing my life, then it is prayojan. It is proper. If it is not changing, like I'm just curious to know about it, okay, then you are wasting your time and others' time also along with it. All right? And there is another story, very popular also. The story on Buddha's, one person got hurt by arrow. He was bleeding. Buddha immediately, passing by, he just went to that person, tried to, remove the arrow and relieving the pain. And man says, wait. Buddha came by. First of all, you tell me, who threw the arrow at me? Whether he was my friend or my enemies. Whether this arrow is poisonous or non-poisonous. Okay? From which direction the arrow came? And Buddha says, no, if I try to find all the answers, at that time, whether you will be alive or not, because it's going to take some time to get all the answers. See, your first inquisitiveness, your inquiry should be, I am suffering, please relieve me. Okay? After you are cured, you can find all the answers now in that one. Okay? And that's what the Anand said. After 2 years of deep meditation, I'm cured from the wavering minds, all that disease, and I don't need now any of the answer. Who cares about all these things? I'm already in a blissful state. Though you acquire to that blissful state. Okay? All right. So this is just completing the theories I'm trying to explain. Earth, water, fire, all one sense. The reason is all these things is needed in one sense, that the life exists with violence. Life cannot exist without violence. You got to keep it in mind. Ahimsa is Jain principles, okay? But for the existence of my life, violence is must. Now, you eat food, you breathe air, you need a shelter for human beings. Everything is violence. So the rule of the thumb, always live your life with a minimum violence. And what is minimum violence? Okay? How do you define minimum violence? And Jainism has given a good logic. Okay? That the Gnan Gun, whose Gnan Gun is the human being which is very close to liberation, if they put right direction, right effort, okay? If they put their effort in the right direction. Since anything which has a higher Gnan Gun, the path of knowledge or the faculty of knowledge, you heard them, it is a more sinful than if you heard with the Gnan Gun a lot less. That's why we said, for a lay people, if you can live your life by hurting one sense living being, that is a less violence than hurting movable living being, or trust you. Okay? 2 sense, 2, 3, 4, 5, but in that order. Okay? In that order. That's why we are all vegetarian. But vegetarian, the number of cells we are killing is a lot more than the higher number of cells. Like you kill one elephant and that food will last so long, or that food will be feeding this many people. And here you kill so many plants. All right? But yet Jainism says, no, eating plant-based is a lot less violence, even though there are more number of the souls have it. So keep that thing in the mind, that the Ahimsa definition don't relate to number of souls, but it relates to the progress of the soul. Okay? The progressing of the souls in that direction. Okay? All right. So these are all Vanaspati. I'm not going to go. Just these two things I wanted to explain you. Pratyek Vanaspatikaya and Sadharan Vanaspatikaya. Sadharan Vanaspatikaya is where Nigod or Kandmul comes into the picture. Okay? Pratyek Vanaspatikaya, and what are the difference between the two? I'm just going to make it clear and then complete this topic. Okay? Because we got to keep going more. Otherwise, each topic will take 4 or 5 hours to explaining everything. Pratyek Vanaspatikaya, you heard about the Kandmul or root vegetables. Okay? And the Sadharana Pratyek Vanaspatikaya, the vegetables that go outside the ground. Now, when you take a small cabbage, just a small leaf of the cabbage, what do you think how many souls that leaf of the cabbage has? If I ask you that question, how many souls? Many. Huh? Many. Now, you got a 4 number, countable, innumerable, ananta, ananta, ananta. Out of 4, which one? Innumerable. Huh? Innumerable. Okay, that is correct. So every time you eat vegetables, you are killing innumerable souls. Okay? Pratyek Vanaspati, I'm talking. Any vegetables what you eat, it doesn't matter how much quantity is. It is still innumerable. All right? Now, Sadharan Vanaspatika, which is root vegetables, how many souls you are killing? When you eat small portion, okay, even small potatoes, I'm talking, okay, infinite, okay, all right. One is innumerable, another is the infinity. These are the two things you have to keep in mind. And because of that, we are saying it well, it is more soul, so let's not eat kanmur. Okay, this is the general understanding, general definition. All right? And that's what now these things are explaining. So you give you the things. However, for lay people, you have to keep certain things in the mind. For lay people, the scripture has clearly defined that you can survive with one sense being, then you are doing your job properly. Okay? But if you are going to go into root vegetables, kanmur, all that rules are defined for monks and nuns. Okay? Not for the lay people. But acharyas thought whatever best you can do, with the monks and nuns rules, that is fine. And that's why they got it, all that, things. Like in Jain education, we have decided a different approach. Okay, one approach is, as long as our children remain vegetarian, stay away from drugs and liquor. Instead of micromanaging, this one is eatable, this one is not eatable, this one is eatable. Okay, and we don't have a good answer why why halder is allowed or ginger is allowed and not the other one, even though they are all root vegetables. Okay, and the kind of the reason they give doesn't make any sense even. Okay, like if I ask you why, what do you say? Why the ginger is allowed and the halder is allowed? Huh? What?
Medicinal purpose. Medicine.
That is not explain any reason. In the scripture is whether it's a violence or non-violence number. There are a lot of other things are medicinal purpose, like garlic. Okay? So if you are using one thing for one way, the garlics and onions, if you use as a medicine quantity, it is very useful. No, if you take it too much, that is a problem. Okay? Point what I'm trying to say it, okay? If you just say it, I received a question from one of the youth. What he said, from Hinsa point of view, what is the difference between halder and potato chips? Okay? From Hinsa point of view only, he is scared. And then he puts his name and says, Uncle, I have a PhD in chemistry. Don't answer any kind of the answer. I have a PhD in chemistry, right? So I have asked that question to significant number of scholars. Nobody gives it. Well, the way he is putting the question, we don't see any difference. So what is the very simple way he is putting? I got a potato chips and I got a halder. Right? From Hinsa point of view, what is the difference? Huh?
Peanuts. Peanuts.
Huh? Singna. That's a different story now. I'm talking about limiting this right now example, because when we try to do it, Singdana, okay, they come up with a kind of a reason which doesn't make any sense. All right? And I don't have a good answer. Practically, for lay people, if our children remains vegetarian, and try to micromanage, don't do this one, do that one, do that one, we are going to lose them more than we do it anything else. So when we prepare the book, that's one of the guidelines. Never talk about kanmur. Okay? Because we don't have a good answer. And if I don't have a good answer, okay, sure. Come a little closer here so that I can hear it.
Is it because the ability of certain vegetables to reproduce easily?
Certain vegetables for what?
To
reproduce. Is this because of the ability to reproduce?
No, that is not the case.
because
Root vegetables are root vegetables. Every atom of the root vegetables, every atom contains infinite number of souls. It has nothing to do whether they are reproducing or whether not reproducing.
Because
That's
bataka grows,
I
like
know,
it
I know what
multiplies
you're saying.
easily. So
I-
you have potential to kill more
No.
than Heather and Ginger.
Everything is 1 minute. Keep in mind, everything has a reproduction capability. Okay, some is one form, another is a different form. But every vegetables has to reproduce. Okay, that's the capabilities they have it. Some has seeds, some has a different type of the things. So this type is better and other type is not better. So that's not what I'm trying to bring it out. But that is not a scriptural description even. It is, you see some characteristics and you come up with the reason just to, it's like my Monday morning quarterback, I'm thinking, watching the football. Oh, this guy, if he would have thrown the ball this way, he would have won. I think it's all done, it's over. Okay, he's lost the game. That doesn't matter, it's over. What I'm trying to say, don't try to create the reason based on the result. Okay? We are trying to create the reason based on the result. So we know the result first and see how can I justify this result. So you are creating the reasoning for that. Okay? That is not the case, because you got to provide the reference from the scripture. There's nothing. There's nothing references. Okay? So anyway, what we are trying to do is, because the workshop is, we got there are so many people have a certain type of the mindset. No, children cannot eat this one. No, we should not do that one. We should not do that one. Okay? And when we use, only reason I say why halder and ginger is not allowed, because no cook can cook the food without halder. Do you ever eat the vegetables where you don't have put the halder in it? Do you really think any cook will cook the food for you? Or anything why you can eat? Nothing is there. So they made an exception. I'm very simple logic I'm using it. Okay? So well, this one, because we cannot live without it, might as well as accept it and put it in. All right? That's the end of it. We are not honest even making the statement. Okay, look, because we cannot live without it, so that's why we are allowing. Then matter is over. Nobody will dispute it. Okay, that's all right. Now, I'm just going to. You can see it because I've got to cover a lot of other things. And it's too much detail into it. Now we want to talk about the karma philosophy. No consciousness, no knowledge. We already discussed this on karma. Okay, I think you can read all about this one, okay? And you're not going to lose on fundamentals in all of this. Another thing I want to show you in Jainism on time and the distant measurement. How does the Jainism is making, if you go to this chart now, Yojan and Rajlok measurement. Okay, the measurement, this is the old tradition, means 2000 years ago. What kind of the measurement system that was in place for distance and for time? Okay, Yojan and Rajlok measurement, first of all. If you read the scriptures, you will come across this kind of the word. Okay, Yojan and Rajlok words. All right? 1 Yojan is equal to, one dand, first bow and arrow. All right? Lakshman Rekha, yes, tell me. Just you can put the Lakshman Rekha so I can be.
This is the Lakshman Rekha.
Okay, thank you. How about this side?
The camera.
The camera, okay. All right. Thank you. So please remind me if I'm crossing the Lakshman Rekha. All right. All right. Okay. One done bow and arrow. This was the kind of a, in the past measurement. You know, what is the size of the Rishabdev? How many of you knew? What is the Rishabdev's height? 500 Dhanush. 500 Dhanush means a bow. 500, what is the bow? It's about 6 feet, 5 feet. Okay, if you really look into that is the height. So you can see 500 times 6 feet. 3,000 feet height. That is the Rishabdev. All right. What is the height of Mahavir Swami?
One bow.
Huh?
One bow. One Dhanush. Mahavir Swami, one Dhanush. 6 feet.
7 हाथ नहीं का है. So, forget about all the things. 7 ends. Okay. 7 हाथ, 7, no, 6, no, in the 7, no, you got that one. 7 times this one. How much is that? Huh? It's about 7 feet or 8 feet, whatever you can call it. But it's about 7 feet. No, it's the Mahavir Swami's height. Okay. If you consider like 1 foot is 1 hand, approximately I'm saying, so 7 feet. So from 500 Dhanusya to 7 Atnik Kai, all right? You can just say, and all others are in between, that way. How is the measurement comes like, 2,000 done is equal to 1 kosh and 4 kosh is 1 yojan. In reality, we come up with that one, it's about 9 miles to a 1 yojan. Now, the reason is when we talk geography, you will know what I'm talking about it, okay? Because these are the geographical measurements. The important thing is the 1 Rajlok. We said the universe, Jain universe, 14 Rajlok. Like the height of the universe is 14 Rajlok. What is 1 Rajlok? And that's the things. A distance traveled in 6 months by a ball of iron weighing 1,000 pounds, let it freely fall from heaven. And for 6 months, if a free fall object is falling, not for 1 second, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, for 6 months, how much distance the free fall object is falling, that distance is 1 Rajlok. A distance travel for 6 months from heaven, somebody throws the object, and for 6 months continuously going down all the time, okay? And that distance travel is a 1 Rajlok, and that's where our universe is a 14 Rajlok. We talk about it, 14 Rajlok, 14 Rajlok, but that 14 Rajlok is what is the measurement? Or second way of measuring it, a distance traveled by Dev in 6 months at the rate of, and this is so accurate, 2,057,132 yojan in a second. Okay. In a samay. 1 samay is a fraction of second in reality. Okay. 2,057,152 yojan in 1 samay, which is a fraction of second. So we calculated, if we assume 1/4 second, 1 samay is, then it is 1.1 times 10 to the power 21 miles. It's a 1 Rajlok. I'll come to that. I know. Okay, I haven't discussed that. I'll come to that one. Okay, later, just after I know what you're saying. All right. So you can imagine the kind of the dimensions and the measurements. They used to use it in the literature like that. Now the bar means this is the old time. I'm talking 2,000 years ago because these things were documented. It was a belief at that time that heavier the object, it will fall at the faster rate. Okay, that is the knowledge base existed at that time. Okay, today we can say it is independent of the weight. That is not the point I'm trying to bring it out. But in the literature, that's why they say it is a specific weight, 1000 bar. That one falls in that weight. So somebody puts like twice the weight, then it will fall faster rate. That is not the case. That's why I say they define the bar. Bar is a measurement of weight. So they have a specific weight object falls in.
Yeah, it's 1000 tolas equal to 25 pounds.
Right.
Bar is tolas. Yes.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, but I'm just telling you, it is old things. Today we have proved it is independent of the weight. Okay, all right. That's not the point. No, here I'm trying to explain. Okay, so that's the kind of a measurement, and this is the lokakash. This is the total height is 14 Rajlok. Raju or Rajlok is the same thing. Okay, upper height is 7, middle. And we will discuss it in the geography case. The time. There is some Jain literature indicates time is an imaginary thing. It has no real existence. Okay. While other one says there is a real existence, and it's an innumerable time atom exists. These are all kinds of the things. And the reason I'm throwing you all this one, so you don't get what is this one, what is that one, and then you stay away from it, actually, because it has no real significance or meaning. But the things are innumerable. Soma is one avli, 256 avli is a one Kshullak Bhav, and 17.5 Kshullak Bhav is equal to one breath. So you can just see in the old time measurements point of view. And then how many breaths? 3,773 breaths equal to 48 minutes. Okay, now we come to the reality. The 48 minutes and how many avlis, what is one murat, all these measurement things, if you can keep it with you, so when you recite some stavans or everything, these are things used in it. So you can relate to it, what that means, instead of just blindly reciting all the things. All right? 12 months in a year in a yug, Purva yug, and now here is a mind-boggling. One Palyopam. Have you heard about the Palyopam things? Okay, so many people may not have heard about it, but many people may have. One Palyopam is time required to empty 64 cubic gav, which is 512 cubic miles. 512 cubic miles. Deep well, completely filled with the hair of a 7-day-old newly born baby, and one hair is removed every 100 years. Okay, now you can just imagine. All right, we talk about this many Palyopams, this many Sagaropams, this many these things, and we have no knowledge what time period we are talking about it. Okay, what was the question?
How do we get the statistics of this source of this thing?
This one?
What agam does it have?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can name you all the agams. There is not a problem point of view. Okay. These things are both in Digambar and Svetambar same in a sense. Okay. So it is not like something you are asking from one sense or the another one. All the time measurements, I can get you the name of the agams. And if we have it in the e-library, all these agams like Chandra Pragnapti, Surya Pragnapti, Jambudip Pragnapti, all the geographical related books, agam books, has all these measurements in it. Okay. If you are Digambar, then the whole dictionary.
Ardhmagdi?
Person ji. the dictionary, big 4 volumes of the dictionary. Jainendra Prasad Varni Siddhant Kosh. Jainendra Prasad Varni Siddhant Kosh. It's a big 4 volumes. You find everything in it. Okay. The Varniji has done great job from that point of view. It's not only, yeah.
You say in the morning, the only valuable information is to appreciate how small I am and how much of a small time I'm in. And other than that, it's just a trivial knowledge.
Right.
કેટલા વર્ષો પહેલા બધું લખાણું?
Everything is less than 2,000 years old. Okay, nothing is beyond that. We don't have any literature, Parshnath in onward, before. Whatever literature we have is Mahavir Swami's. From Mahavir Swami afterwards.
એના પછી તે ગણધરોએ 1100 વર્ષ પછી લખ્યું.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is still within 2,000 years of the past time period. But now we don't have a good history whether this is the 11th century or 7th century. We don't have a good history about that. And what difference does it make? It's still within 2,000 years. Okay? Because we do not have any literature of Parshnath time period or before. Whatever literature Mahavir Swami's, after Mahavir Swami's Acharya written about Parshnath, we have it. But that was not the old Parshnath literature. Okay? All right. So let me conclude here the time cycle. Okay, just a minute. Avsarpini and the double cycles and everything. I think you can read about all these things. Okay. There are 6 ara. And this is all concept of Jainism. Okay. The time cycles is continuous. No, descending cycles and then ascending cycles. Okay. And what are these time period? No, we got Sagaropam and Palyopam. You can just imagine the amount of or number of years that will take to complete these cycles. Okay. So it's kind of mind-boggling for us to view and to think about it. Okay. But at least you got only the thing, last 2 are kind of a reasonable 20,000 years. Like we are on the 5th ara of the descending cycle. Okay. And the present time is 2,500 years passed by of the 21,000. Yeah, sure.
I'm wondering what the difference between a polyopama and a polyopama and a sagarapama. Sagar is like ocean.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, the polyopama. Yeah. So what is the difference? Okay, I see. Yes. Got it. Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
You got. No, you will find all measurements there. Okay, there is no doubt about it. You will never find anything missing. So something you're coming up, you come to that one and you will find the table. I have to be very careful to compile all the tables for all these aspects of it. Okay, and that's why I give you that 901. Hey, where is the Virendra? We get all the books. No. Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay.
We have all the books.
We'll put everybody's table during the break time. Okay. All right. That's it. Okay. Now.
Yeah.
That's it. So we conclude it over here. So let's take only just 10 minutes. Okay. And then we will have the tea after that.
10 minutes.
10 minutes, please. Okay.
So we have some time.
Oh, so want to do it now? Huh?
We have 15 more minutes to go. 15 more minutes. 15 minutes more to go.
1-5? Okay, I will continue. All right, no problem. Okay, all right. Okay, we'll continue for 15 more minutes. Okay, whatever. Let's start the next topic. I just wanted to cover many things as much as I can. Okay, sir, go to the next topic. Okay, opening. Karma philosophy, punya. I think this one I would like to spend a little time. So maybe we may not be able to complete in 15 minutes, but whatever we can complete and then we'll come back afterward. What I wanted to explain you certain things in the karma philosophy, particularly about punya and pap. Okay, some people have a wrong notion that punya is a karma and we want to get rid of all the karma for liberation. That's why we should not do any act that acquires the punya karma because it is a karma. All right? And that concept has created, I would say, significant problem among youth. Because punya is a good deeds. And what we are equating the good deeds, that it is a karma, and we want to, for liberation, that karma is a hindrance. That's why we should not do the good deeds in a sense. Okay? That is a significant misunderstanding of the punya karma. Understanding of the punya karma, and I'm going to give you a logical, proper explanation. First of all, I'm going to talk about punya karma.
We can take break now, he's saying.
Yeah, if you have the tea, then we can take the break now. Instead of getting the 2 breaks, in one break, you can have the tea and the break together.
Okay, you want to do it that way? Then I can do this one. This topic will take a little bit more time to understand it, so I was going to cut off point it at some convenient point. But if you want to do it now, but please come as early as possible so that we can start. All right? Huh? Let's shoot for 3:15. Come back here. No, about 20 minutes. Okay? But no, this punya and pap, one should really understand it. And that will save a lot of kids' aggravation. I can show you a few methods. Because any religion tells you not to do good things. It's not right, period. Okay? And these are the interpretation of some people in that proliferates. Okay. All right, you want me to remove this one? Got it? Ane. Sucha, kay book છે?
The rational science of changing world.
Okay.
I guess they're trying to just
No, that's okay.
they are not trying to go on to Milky Way and say.
Ane કાઢી લો.
Milky Way.